So I had the dream, right? I'm gonna live close to the beach. Every day I'm just gonna enjoy the sun, take a swim, and enjoy the Italian culture and food. Need a little bit of renovation. I would say, in my opinion, they need a little bit of dynamite instead. You don't have water, fine. Whatever comes from that tap after 5 minutes, it's as clean as the River Thames. And then you walk, with your partner, you walk around, it's like, oh, it's so nice. And then you see a dead cat, dead mouse, dead venomous snake right in front of you. In today's video, we're going to talk about €1 housing or cheap housing in Italy. I used to live in London, and if you've seen my other videos, then you can see that even renting in London is incredibly expensive, not to mention owning a property. So a person like me who spent 14 years working my ass off on the job market, doing all sorts of jobs and then better jobs, you may think, oh, maybe I can afford a roof over my head. Well, not really. So I thought to myself, I have enough of the fact that there's no sun in the UK, so I'm gonna search for location with a little bit of sun, maybe a bit more. And Italy seemed like a good idea. Beautiful beaches, great weather, beautiful nature. What's not to like, really? And you have this opportunity to buy a property for €1 and live in it. Seems like a no-brainer, but also seems like that makes no sense whatsoever. First of all, you can ask why the villages offer €1 properties. These properties are offered because they are in the poorest regions of Italy. Many of those villages are, at best, half empty. Why? Because the population is dying. And nobody, and by nobody I mean no Italian, is going to go and move in there because they know why. But oh, tourists are stupid. So let's put this great properties need a little bit of renovation. I would say, in my opinion, they need a little bit of dynamite instead. Let's sell them for €1, symbolic price, because tourists are stupid. They're going to buy it and they're going to fix our village for free. So the point is, you buy property for €1, but you have to sign the contract that you are responsible for renovation, at least for 20k. And you can say, oh, it's not that bad, 20k and I have a house or an apartment close to the beach. Well, what kind of renovation can you do for 20k? Especially if you're looking at the barn at the best. Most of these villages have been literally built in the 1800s or when the Romans were in charge. This is not just me talking. I have been there in those villages because I thought to myself, well, let me go and take a look at how it looks like, not the property, but the villages and the areas and the regions. What is the catch? And I found out, and I'm gonna tell you in this video. I decided to spend, not only travel, but spend almost 2 months in one of those villages and visit all the other villages around which offer €1 properties or cheap properties for like 15 or 20k. Maybe it's good to point out there are a lot of things that are trying to kill you in there. Thunderstorms. You can say, oh, a little bit of thunderstorm. How can it kill me? It's just a thunderstorm. Personally, I like thunderstorms because I come from Slovakia. We do have thunderstorms. Occasionally somebody dies, not many people per year, but fine. In Italy, on average, 25 people per year die because they get struck by lightning. May the lightning strike me if I lie. It's not just a phrase, it's a reality. I experienced those thunderstorms and I would like to show you, but I didn't film it because I shit my pants. My phone was off immediately. I was like, no, the phone off. Everything was off and I was just watching it. And it was a nice cinema, but I thought to myself, if I'm outside somewhere in the middle of going back home, I'm gonna f***ing die. Earthquakes. Did you know that Calabria, south of Italy, has the most seismical activity in the whole of Europe? Occasional earthquakes, fine, it's not gonna kill me. Maybe it's gonna kill the base of my apartment that I just renovated. It's interesting how when they offer €1 houses, you don't really see them. So I've been searching the internet, and I found those villages that offer €1 houses, but you don't see the pictures. You'd see some of the pictures from the outside and it looks, devastated, but they don't really show you the inside, which is even worse. So I'm going to show you what they offer, not for €1, but for 16,000 euros, 20,000 euros. And essentially it looks like a barn. There's no heating in it. If you buy the apartment, like, oh yeah, you're going to live on the second floor, you need to renovate the whole freaking building because the building is falling apart. It looks like Robin Hood was living in there, or Julius Caesar. Talking about dying, what about poisonous, venomous snakes? Oh, again, you think, it doesn't happen that often. Well, no, it doesn't. It happens surely more than in Slovakia in the statistics, and we share the same venomous snakes. But the difference is, if you get bitten by a venomous snake in Slovakia, you immediately get a helicopter, just in case it's serious, just in case you get some kind of attack or whatever. Not in Italy. This is not a priority. So most likely they will not send a helicopter. Also, there's no way they're gonna land it anywhere close. So they're going to most likely send the ambulance, or they want you to come to the hospital. The nearest hospital from those villages is at least 30 kilometers away. Looking at the roads, it's going to take you basically maybe 1 hour, if you're lucky, to get there if you don't crash. If you don't believe me, on my first day, when I was going to the beach, I have seen a snake this big, this thick. It was dead, thankfully, but it scared the hell out of me. Why? Because it was so close to the beach resort. Imagine lying on the beach, it's like, it's so nice, such a nice weather, everything is great, oh my God. And then you open your eyes and there's this big snake, by the way, venomous, right next to you. Like, hello. I would run away so fast, I would be like a cartoon, leaving a hole under me and just do a world record for 100-meter run. No, this picture is not from Google. I took it casually going on the road, just casually, You may think, why don't I buy €1 property, renovate it, and then turn it into Airbnb and make some money from it and take it as an investment, great investment for the future. These regions are so poor, there is a high unemployment, there is absolutely zero perspective for any better future or economic growth. If you buy that property, it's not like London, you buy a property and of course it's growing in value. No, it won't. You turn it into Airbnb, fine. You may get some tourists. I spent in the Airbnb 45 days. There was an apartment next to me, above me, close to me on the left, at the bottom as well. In 45 days, the apartment next to me, above me, was rented by Airbnb 3 times in 45 days for 2 days during the season, the peak of the summer season. Not to mention, if some crazy person rents it off season, all the restaurants are closed. All the restaurants are closed. There's no beach resort. There's nothing in there. Literally, the reviews of Airbnb say, oh, we came in March, but everything was closed. So you have a very small potential of earning any kind of money that would cover the renovation of that building, apartment or a house. There's literally nothing in the villages apart from one grocery store, which is completely overpriced, and restaurants, which are closed most of the time of the year. The nearest taxi service is usually 20 kilometers away. I'm not even joking. There are buses that go a couple of times a day. Weekends, nope, only during the week. If you're lucky to have a job as a local, that's why the buses are there. They are overpriced. I'm talking about £1 for a 15-minute drive, and they only go during the working hours. And then that's it. So you're gonna say, if I'm bored, I'm just gonna drive to the nearest big city, to enjoy, for example, Bari, because there are apartments in Foggia, which I'm gonna get to that. So I'm gonna drive to the bigger city nearby, and enjoy, go to the cinema or whatever. The bigger cities around are extremely overpriced during the high tourism. The most amount of money I spent in the poorest region of Italy was on the groceries. Everything was so expensive, like London expensive. Restaurants are overpriced for tourists mostly, so if they can see that you're the tourist, all of a sudden they don't give you a menu with the prices. They just tell you, oh, we're gonna give you this, and yeah, this is how much it's gonna cost. And you think, oh my God, I'm gonna have homemade pasta, everything. No, they go and buy pasta from Lidl and they charge you the same price as in Mayfair in London. How can you get insurance for this house when you have earthquakes and floods? You have the village, listen to this, you have the village which is built 300 meters above the sea level and you have floods. Why? Because the drainage system of the village. The infrastructure is not working. It's old and it's not working. So if there is a rain, and there is a rain, a lot of rain, you just get flooded. Most of the garbage in the village are swept in the side alleys. So the main street for tourists, if they come, look clean, right? Are clean. But then you go to the side alleys and all of a sudden you have garbage, a lot of garbage in there, and especially beer bottles, because the unemployment is so high and the population is so old that all they do all day long is sit around outside with the beer bottle in their hand. I'm just enjoying the sun because there's no jobs. If you're lucky to move into the village where actual people are, they are either old and dying, or unemployed, or both, or they just sit around outside, and when you leave your apartment, they're just like, they're gonna be watching you because they have nothing else to do. It's a perfect scheme from the village because they sell you this for €1, but you have to fix it and renovate it. Once you buy it, and you put 20k in it to fix it, you realize you need 200 more. So the village is like, oh yeah, let's bring the tourist in, let's sell them the properties for €1. They're gonna fix our village and we don't have to do anything. Typical Italian mentality. They're smart because Italy has the best PR. It's like Instagram friendly. It's like, oh my God, it's so nice. It's so great. Not everywhere. Good luck finding. So maybe if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. I think the villages should pay you to move in. And from my own experience, very bad Wi-Fi, forget about fast internet, occasionally no electricity, pretty often, and occasionally no water, because I guess it dried down when it's the hottest day of the year. You don't have water, fine. Whatever comes from that tap after 5 minutes, it's as clean as the River Thames. So good luck drinking that. Oh, you can go to the shop and buy some water, some bottled water. Yeah, but it's siesta. So you can't really go to the shop and buy water because these bitches are sleeping. Let's not forget the illegal migrants. They literally have a statistic that the majority of workers, for example, around Foggia, where I also have been, unfortunately, are undocumented and don't have contracts because they are in the country illegally. So they do have this statistic, but they don't seem to do anything about it. What is a good thing about those villages? My good experience was, apart from like the beautiful beach and everything is cool, I had a bike, I didn't have a lock on my bike and nobody stole it. So I'm like, wow, this is a big change from London for sure. But on the other hand, I was sexually assaulted on my day 1. I need to make a video on this. It's not as serious as you think. I was a little bit like, it's not great, but I scared him off, so he ran away. Probably he did the world record for 100 meters. If you want to know what I've done, it's pretty simple, but I didn't touch him because I thought, yeah, call the police, they don't speak English and they're gonna say, you're at fault. Of course, the woman is always at fault at this. In this kind of scenario, it's always woman who teases, because, oh my God, it's so hot, so I'm sorry to wear a t-shirt and shorts. It is a catch-22. I thought after 14 years of working my ass off, sacrificing my physical health completely, myself up, doing unpaid overtime, which is probably now like 5,000 hours, I may afford a roof over my head. No. Maybe in 20 years, but no, because everything is going to be so expensive that maybe we cannot even afford to live in a van. I don't know if this is Catch-22, Matrix, 1984, but I'm pretty worried. And people have kids. You bring kids into this, oh my God. Just think about the fact they have to bring internationals. They cannot just sell these properties to Italians. Italians don't want them. There is a reason for that. How much you're gonna pay the insurance if you have earthquakes and floods? Nobody's gonna insure you for a normal price. You're gonna go broke just for the insurance. I remember a couple of times at night, I was sleeping, obviously, and all of a sudden there was like a bang. And I genuinely thought, oh my God, Russians are coming. Like, what is this? This is a bomb. Hiroshima. But it was never ending. It was just bang, and it was continuing. And I was like, oh my God. And I jumped out of the bed and went to look what's going on. And then like the heaviest rain, like Amazon freaking rain, the lightnings. And I was like, where the hell am I? Scorpions trying to kill me, snakes trying to kill me. This is not Australia, this is Europe. Lightnings trying to kill me, earthquakes trying to kill me. Not to mention, I'm casually walking around the village, right? Oh, there's a dead cat. Not the thing you put on the microphone. the actual dead cat in the middle of the pavement. It's like, it's fine. 100 meters later, a dead mouse. 100 meters later, dead bird. Is it from the pollution? Because everybody was using like 50, 60 years old cars. When you drive, there's like a black smoke coming out of it. So much for the EU regulation. Green Deal, yeah. Or how did they die? Is it from the heat? It's a very romantic idea because you see it on Instagram, you know, like, oh, it's so nice. And then the reality is like everything's trying to kill you. And then you walk, you know, with your partner, you walk around, it's like, oh, it's so nice. And then you see a dead cat, then you see a dead mouse, then you see a dead fucking venomous snake right in front of you. The bottom line is you can't win. You just can't win. Just deal with it. That's it. Just like Jack Black in the School of Rock. Just give up. Just give up. Let me know if you want a video about the sexual assault by Italian in those amazing villages, and or give me some suggestions for the future content as well. I'm also thinking about like, I'm gonna go bear hunting. Of course, not real hunting, just bear spotting, you can say in Slovakia. People die occasionally, quite like maybe monthly from bear attacks, and some of them survive actually, but yeah. Let me know, I'm thinking about this. I mean, what are you gonna do for YouTube, you know, when you're broke? Because nobody uses the thanks button, so yeah. Should I risk my life for YouTube content, for the videos? May the lightning strike me if this video is untrue. Have you ever thought about buying a property in the foreign country? Let me know in the comments, because I want to know. And if you have actual experience with this, share it. Oh, I have a friend who said, oh yeah, we bought an apartment in Spain, you know, like it was really cheap. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. How much was it? Oh, only £300,000. Okay, your royalty. Okay, what kind of friends I have? This is cheap. Fine. Let me just take my wallet and give somebody 300k. But let me first get the printer. See ya next time.